The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. And good evening, everyone. Welcome to McStabber Studios, Kansas City, a domain divided. I am the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I am Mama McStabber, and I'm playing Dr. Katerina Rakosi of Clan Zamitsi.
I'm Dale, and I'm playing Callum McFarlane of Clan Venture.
And I'm Ree, and I am playing Rashad Giovanni of the Hikata.
I'm House. I play Bo Solomon, Clan Toreador.
And hello, I am your guest, Maddox, and I will be playing Vladimir Milosevic. And I am of Clan... Nah, I'm not. I have a heartbeat, suckers.
And when we were last with this coterie of kindred, they were dealing with the aftermaths of the attack on Callum's restaurant, as well as other housekeeping in some ways, checking out the property that Katerina was doing, going and checking out Bo's family home. And of course, they had to meet with Hideo, who came to see if they were willing to take the offer that was made. But where we're starting off tonight, it's been a few days since the events of that. We're actually open up on Kat. Kat, as you're coming from the hospital, when you get to your car that's parked in the hospital parking garage, the damnedest thing is there. There is a crow, a raven, one of the black birds.
Well, is it a crow or is it
It's a raven.
Okay, because ravens are much bigger than crows.
Yeah. It is sitting on the top of your car. And as you start walking up, it's hopping up and down on top of your car.
Can I do something for you, bird?
And it just starts chirping. And it's like shaking its head, and it's chirping a lot.
What the fuck?
And it's starts moving its wings and chirping harder and jumping more.
I don't speak bird.
You can almost feel the bird sigh as it jumps off the vehicle. And then, you've never seen this. This is the oddest fucking thing. The bird starts to shift.
Okay, she's backing up.
Okay. And as it shifts, its wings become thinner, longer, And in just a few seconds, there's a naked man standing there. His hair is jet black, a slight oily tinge to it. His nose is kind of sharp and patrician looking. He's apparently unconcerned that he's standing in front of you butt-ass naked, but you understand me now?
Yes, but you're naked, and there are cameras in this parking lot.
I forget that's a problem, isn't it? Well,
yeah. How about I take you somewhere a little more discreet?
I don't really like cars, but...
Well, we could step inside.
In the building?
Yeah. It's my practice right there. Come on. And she unlocks the office
The guy just kind of, I guess.
She unlocks the office door. Come on.
And he follows you in, still naked. Completely seems unconcerned.
And once he walks in, she closes the door. Okay, why is there a bird that changes into a naked man hopping up and down on my car trying to tell me something?
I hope some of your kind understand me. I don't understand that. You didn't understand me at all?
Not at all.
Well, that's interesting to know. You can call me Notchtail?
Notchtail, okay?
Yes, Notchtail.
Okay, I'm Dr. Riccozzi.
Yeah, I know you're the one I was sent to find.
Okay.
I'm kind of here with the message, but it's
okay.
Yes. You're to get your pack and meet with Vladimir at the Antioch Park tonight, shortly.
Who is Vladimir?
He's the representative of the local sept that is. You wanted a meeting, right?
Oh, yes. Okay, thank you.
Oh, I thought you knew how this all worked.
No, I didn't know who I'd be meeting or.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just assumed. I thought you all. This is quite interesting. You mean you didn't even know I was coming?
No. Of course not. I'm sure it was intentional.
I've met some of you that seem to always know when I'm showing up before I show up. I've met some of you who talk to me. I bet some of you who throw things at me. One of y'all tried to eat me once, didn't? I didn't like that.
I won't do any of those things.
Oh, sorry. I was getting distracted. So you will attend the meeting?
Yes, I will attend. You can tell Vladimir that my pack and I will be there.
How do you stand those clothes things? It just doesn't.
I was born in this body and used to wearing them.
You need feathers. I think it'll work better.
Maybe I can get a feathered skirt. Would that be offensive, though? Taking the feathers from birds?
Don't take mine.
I won't take yours.
Get them from an ostrich. They're assholes anyway. And he turns and steps out of your thing. And as he opens the door, he doesn't step through the door as so much as he kind of starts hopping, and then he gets smaller and smaller again until he's still large for a raven, but he's, still a raven size as he takes wing and flies off.
Holy hell. At least it didn't try to kill me. She immediately texts everyone in the group. Hey, we need to meet up. Got somewhere we all need to be. And then she heads out to the domain logistics office.
Okay. So you all get the text, and I assume that means you're going to try to meet up.
Way to the building.
So we're going to cut to you all have gathered in the logistics building. Now, Antioch Park, so you're aware, is towards the west side of Kansas, actually out of the city.
Mm-hmm.
It is far enough outside the city that you're not even in the city anymore at all. You're actually over towards Merrim.
And Overland Park and all that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Which gets you, it seems like an odd place to have a meeting, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. Callum, as you know, when we met with Merrick, I had asked him to try to facilitate a meeting for me over my property.
Mm-hmm.
And Rashad, I made you aware of it because I definitely wanted you to attend. But I did get a text from Gwen, and she's busy tonight. So I'd like for all of us to go. However, considering the lupine that's meeting with us sent a fucking changing bird to give me a message that turned into a naked man to give me said message at the hospital. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to be dealing with something interesting at this park. I will tell you now the reason I want all of you with me instead of just Rashad. Things I saw in New York. I wasn't up close and personal, of course, because I wasn't directly on the front lines. But I know pack tactics when I see them. The Sabbat operate with pack tactics. The werewolves do too. Every time I could see them out there, there was always one in the lead and the rest were following. So this gentleman, werewolf, Vladimir, is likely, at least for tonight, the leader. I imagine he will not be alone. As it is pertaining to my property, I will take point on this. Rashad, you will be, for all intents and purposes for them, my second to handle negotiations. Callum, Bo, I really just need you there to be present, to back me up.
Moral support, it sounds like.
Basically, stand there and just don't be intimidated.
Yeah, just as long as I'm not the tasty morsel you're offering up, I'm good.
I would
can be
never. This is about my property. It has nothing to do with the rest of y'all.
Have they guaranteed safe passage?
If they haven't, they are going to be in big fucking shit.
Very well.
Considering this was coordinated with one of our court.
Are we to be unarmed when we go to this? What are the
That wasn't
the rules?
specified. I would say if you're going to be armed, be discreet. It would be silly to me to go unarmed. But then again, she holds up her hands. I have mine all the time.
I'm assuming lupine have a similar resistance to our abilities like our kind does.
I don't know. I wish I could give you lots more details on them. As I said, I wasn't up close and personal.
Gotcha.
But I know they're tough bastards to fucking kill. That's for damn sure. They took out a number of fucking vampires in New York.
The only word I ever got during my tutelage phase was steer clear of them.
I recommend, though, if you have any silver weaponry, do keep it hidden. Don't show it off. That's just insulting.
I will leave my silver knife at home then.
From what I was told, they were at least a large part of what happened in Chicago that led to the older leader falling. So no offense to you all, but I don't think we would do very well in an actual fight with them.
No. And my goal isn't to try to fight. I just anticipate this isn't going to be immediate friendship here. Okay?
I do imagine some posturing would be respected. Not threats, but, showing that we're not there to, be subservient.
Exactly. And that's why I want both of y'all to just kind of be there for backup, to just be present and show that you're not intimidated. Because showing weakness to something that is a threat just invites them to attack.
Understood.
Okay. I appreciate it, truly. And I'll do the same for you guys if you ever need me to.
And I'll just assume if I get eaten first, I was the tastiest.
Of course you are. You're the Toreador. Of course you taste the best.
You said it.
You wanted to hear it. And we get in the vehicle. Cattle drive, everybody.
Okay.
Well, what's that old saying? I don't have to run faster than the lupine. I just have to run faster than one of my friends.
That's right.
So you all are heading west out of town to Antioch Park. Please give me your normal wits awareness rolls, please. We got to start it off with some wits awareness. Come on, you know it. Everyone knows it.
I'm going to surge.
That
I
doesn't
am
include me,
too.
does it?
No.
Didn't figure, but always good to check.
I'm pretty sure Vladimir picked this place for a meeting point because it can be called neutral, but it is an area that is well known enough that it'd be hard to ambush him. Let's see what we got. Rashad has 4. Kat has 3.
I'm going to willpower.
Okay. Callum 2. Bo, wonderful, wonderful roll.
For the uninitiated, what does a bestial failure mean?
On a wits awareness roll, nothing.
I got
Okay.
4 because I got another success.
Now, if it's a roll where you're actively doing something in bestial failure, bad shit happens.
Usually
So
a
this is the
masquerade
good time to do it.
Usually a compulsion or clan bane.
or a masquerade breach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bo's just worried about not getting eaten. He's not looking out for shit.
So 4, Callum is at a 3, Rashad is at no, Callum is at, wait a minute, let me see here. Hang on. Yeah, no, my Callum is at 3, Kat's at 4, Rashad's at 4. For the 2 with 4, who's driving, by the way?
Cat.
Kat? Both you and Rashad have noticed that behind you and slightly above the vehicle is a raven that's not really trying to hide. It's just following the vehicle.
Yeah, I think that's Notchtail, the naked dude that turns into a bird.
Do you think they have to be naked in order to do?
I don't
to
know.
change?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe he... I don't know. You think he was born a bird?
Oh, so
Because if he was, he may not know. He may not really be all that familiar with clothes. Or like he commented like he didn't like them, so he probably was born a bird. He had good command of language, though.
I mean, it could be the fact that he was born human but spent so much time as a bird that's
it could
what
be
he's
that
more
too.
accustomed to.
I mean, how much is nature and how much is nurture?
Right.
So as you're pulling up to the park, the bird at some point, you lost sight of him. You don't know when he flew ahead, but as you arrive at this park, now you pull into the rather large parking area. There's a charging station for electric vehicles, which is really nice, but it's dark. So the park is generally empty at this hour, though the lights are still on. You don't see any sign of anyone there except for Pavilion 2, which you can see from the parking lot. There's a crow on the light like hopping up and down, just excited.
Okay. I think that's our cue to go there, and Cat will lead them towards the crow.
And you all see it's large for a crow, but it's still a crow.
Or raven.
Or a raven. Sorry, I keep messing
Please
that
stop
up.
calling it a crow. Crows are small.
Yeah, it's large for a raven. It's not vulture sized. We're not going to go that big. It's not a buzzard size, but it's big for a raven. But it's still not freakishly so. And as you get closer, it's hopping up and down still, and it chirps a few times. But at first, you all are alone. Now, Vladimir, how do you approach this group?
Probably just walking straight up to them. No need to hide.
So you're walking up in human form?
Yeah.
So you all see...
With a knife in one hand and an apple that has slices taken off of it in the other.
You see a man approaching the pavilion from the far side of the park. With him, though, are 5... They're wolves. But they're extremely large for a wolf.
So they're like dire wolves.
And they're jet black.
Great. Great.
And as he's approaching, they have spread out.
Mm-hmm.
And as he gets close to the pavilion, they begin slowly padding around the pavilion about 50 feet away from you all.
Mm-hmm.
But they're doing slow measured, all of them staring. Every once in a while, one will snarl.
Cat is pointedly ignoring them and looking straight at Vladimir.
I will let Vladimir describe himself and then hand the scene over to the players.
Vladimir is somewhat average build. Doesn't look like the most toned individual, but that doesn't mean much given what he probably is. He's on the paler side. His hair is not styled, but it is brushed back and combed so that it's not in his face. He has slightly sunken eyes. There's a very noticeable sort of tired depth to them. And he's not all scar tissue, but there is enough scrapes, cuts. You'd guess maybe a claw mark from the skin that you can see just on random spots throughout his body, his hands, his neck, his face. Looks like someone who's very used to scrapping in some form or another. And his left eye is very milky. And he walks up, sits on one of the, picnic table sort of areas,
Mm-hmm.
and takes a slice off of the apple.
Cat will walk over and sit across from him. I am Dr. Katerina Riccozzi. I requested this meeting.
Vladimir Milosevic, it is a pleasure to meet you. Katerina?
Yes. I requested this meeting because I recently purchased some property that I am trying to get developed. Personal residence, really. Not talking major development. But I come to find out that it is on a ley line. And considering its location out a ways from the city, I figured some of your kind might be about.
See me glance off towards one of the wolves off a little ways. Fair assumption.
Exactly. And I'm wanting to see if there needs to be agreements made for me to develop this residence, as I have no intent whatsoever to interfere with any of your holdings, any of your business. I don't care what the hell you're doing out there.
You said it's a personal residence.
It is. I'm not going to put a bunch of condos or anything out there.
We wouldn't let you.
Of course not. But that's not what I want. I want a bit of peace away from the city from time to time.
I know most of you don't go anywhere without some form of entourage. Would there be others living with you? Of your kind or otherwise?
Otherwise,
How many?
3.
Hmm.
My family.
Where? You said it was on a ley line, but the ley lines stretch very far.
They do, and I know that there is a big cluster of them that intersect right in Kansas City proper. And I have reason to think there's other intersections likely nearby. Where mine is not on an intersection, just on one, I believe. But it is right on 70 going outside of the city proper. Some old, long abandoned farmland that had overgrown.
He will take the apple that he was eating and drop it onto the ground, reach his foot down and crush it. Go check out that area.
And Notchtail squawks a bit and seems agitated
You'll see ground is broken.
because it was wanting to watch these events, but it knows better. And after throwing a bit of a hissy fit, it takes wing and flies away. And Cat, you can tell by the direction it's flying, it's making a beeline right to the property.
No construction has officially started yet. No foundation has been planted yet, but they have broken ground.
A vampire who's wise.
There's a few of us. Understand, I want to build in respect to the land. It is my way.
Storyteller, I don't think I can tell if she's lying or not, can I?
Here is my question for you. Given your name and being a Shadow Lord,
Are you familiar with Romania?
are you familiar with the Rakosi remnant line or revenant line? There is a possibility.
I would say not deep familiarity, but the broad strokes for sure.
Which means you would understand that they were attached to Zamitsi, who you had a lot of beef with your tribe had a lot of beef with, but they did respect the land at least.
You're really going to be the only one like you there.
In residence, yes. There may be occasion where I have guests, but it will not be permanent guests. I am known for my hospitality from time to time.
So, this is to get away from the city or the war?
Oh, I'm eyeballs deep into the war no matter what I do. But to get away from the city, I don't really play politics. It's not my thing. I am a doctor, not a politician.
It's amazing how often those can overlap.
Sometimes, usually those are the doctors that are in it for the money.
Let's start with some questions then.
Certainly.
Now, firstly, what? No, stop. And yes, he was just talking to the air next to him.
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, because I feel it's important. Who are you all with?
We are members of the Camarilla.
And that will keep these negotiations open. The Sabbat are a different topic. Secondly, say we let you move in, construct your manor, crypt, what have you. What can you do for us being there?
Well, to ensure that my residence is not attacked by enraged werewolves, I can do a variety of things. While I'm sure, and she looks around your crew of dire wolves roaming, I'm sure each of you, and by looking at your scars, you heal rather quickly.
Most of the time.
However, there may be those in your association that do not. I can help. I am a surgeon.
Decent point.
I also have a family of doctors and a nurse, and plan to actually have a surgery on site. So if there needs to be discreet repair work, I can provide that. The mundane way.
And you wouldn't be harvesting blood along with these surgeries, would you?
I don't need that.
Why that location?
I felt drawn to it.
It's a rare sort that can be drawn to a ley line.
I have no talents with any sorcery that I know of.
Stop talking. I'm busy. As far as I can see, initially, I'm interested in the idea. Allow me to lay out some concerns.
Please allow my associate to join us as well. He is a lawyer by trade, excellent at negotiations and contracts.
My eyes flick actually right to Rashad.
Mr. Giovanni?
Giovanni.
Rashad will make his way over and take a seat. Good evening.
He's going to lay out some conditions. So I'd like
Please
for you to
begin.
hear them as well, and we can see if there needs to be some concessions made on these conditions.
The first one feels rather obvious. Building a house is not what I would consider disrupting the land, so long as it's not an estate. So the first demand is simple. Keep it a manageable size. It cannot be too big.
It will not be disproportionate to the parcel of land. But understand, it will be of a term. A compound.
Second, to construct this house, do you already have things planned out and a company in the wings to build it?
Yes. Planning on using state quarried limestone and some secure materials as well. As I said, I am eyeballs deep in this war.
Good point. Thirdly, you will not bring the war out there.
Would not be my intent to, ever.
And if for some reason you mess up, get word to us as quickly as possible.
She looks at Rashad. I believe that's fair. What do you advise?
I would like to suggest making it clear that self-defense be all attempts be made to open lines of communication between the two of you. We wouldn't want a misunderstanding to turn into some sort of conflict, a errant littering, so to speak, to cause a fight between the two of you. I cannot tell either of you what to do, but I would suggest you make attempts to speak with one another before dissolving any agreements.
Seems rather straightforward so far.
I agree.
On the off chance that your people are receiving some sort of assistance from Ms. Bikosi, and you all were to, let's say, have a conflict that spilled over onto the agreed upon lands, how would that be dealt with? I wouldn't want for Ms. Bikosi to lose the ability to defend herself, but I would not want to offend your people.
If a fight with something that we are dealing with spills onto the property, it is already out of control, and we will simply do our best to rip it apart. If she wishes to assist, that is her choice.
I would say the same happens if any of those Sabat assholes show up.
They don't anymore.
Good.
In fact, it's the ones in the city that made sure the Sabat understood how little we care for their antics. So you can thank them, not us.
I won't be thanking them for anything.
Thirdly, for your servants, do you have any?
Not servants per se. As I said, it's my family.
But they're not ones that you've fed?
They're not like me.
What about the ones that are almost like you?
They are almost like me, but that is to protect them. We are at war.
Have no more of those in the house as well. That's another demand.
I would say leave that for discussion if it becomes an issue in the future.
It is only prudent.
I don't intend to go and ghoul half of the population. I'm a little bit picky. But if I ever do decide to ghoul someone else, I'll be happy to discuss it with you to ensure there's no conflict of interest.
I suppose that will do for now.
And Notchtail comes fluttering back. Now, since none of this group understands bird, he actually starts chattering in your ear, tells you, you've checked it out. It's right at the edge of just barely outside the wrongness, as he calls it. It's on the ley line, but it's right as the wrong, right at the edge where the wrongness is faded enough to not be a problem.
Have you been out to this plot before? I'm assuming at least to scope out.
I went out to see it in order to decide if I was going to purchase it. And then I was recently out there to inspect progress on the groundbreaking.
The times that you were out there, what did you feel?
Honestly, I felt power. It felt like home.
Only pleasant feelings?
Yeah.
I'm going to whisper to Notchtail. We're going to keep an eye on this.
Oh yeah. I like that. I like that idea. That'd be fun.
Sorry, that's out of character giggling because I
And he-
fucking love Corax.
He jumps up onto the rafters. You see the Raven jump up on the rafters above everybody,
Mhm.
and it's obviously watching you with way too intelligent eyes,
Mhm.
but it still can't stop fluttering its wings and like kind of
Fidgeting.
shuffling
Mhm.
claw to claw up there.
I do not mean to interrupt, but do your people claim ownership of the animals in the area as well?
Ownership, no. We are wardens, guardians. We hunt, but not the same way humans do, not for the same reasons humans do. Animals are natural. The natural world will do as it must. And from what I've seen, most animals tend to avoid you lot anyways. Aside from exceptions.
He's lucky I'm a doctor and have seen plenty of naked people.
What's wrong with nudity?
Absolutely nothing. As I said, I'm a doctor. I've seen plenty of it. It's just it's just going to be very odd, the fact he did it in the middle of a freaking parking lot.
It's only a parking lot. I bet the cameras in the city won't even catch that he changed.
Speaking of cameras and things like that, have you or your associates been dealing with any issues being monitored, being surveilled by government entities?
Oh, no.
Just be aware that they are active in the city.
You've already got construction underway, and with a company that I'm assuming is somewhat local.
Absolutely. I invest in local economy.
I highly encourage you to continue that trend with every other necessity in that house. For the plumbing, the electricity, everything. Do not outsource to a bigger company.
I don't plan on it.
And if in doing any research you happen to find a specific company name, cut ties.
Which one?
Anything that is owned whole or in part by Pentex. That is a non-negotiable. You will not bring Pentex into our territory, and if it is brought into our territory, you're the first one we're going to check in on.
Understood. I'm passingly familiar with the company. Don't know much about their holdings or their activities. I work in medical, but
I guarantee they've probably produced some of the equipment you've used.
they probably have. I don't have any say on that in the hospital setting. I will have say on it in my home. I appreciate the advisement.
And this isn't a rule per se, but do make sure your internet is secure. It's a nightmare to deal with if it's not. And it sounds like he's saying that in more ways than just slow internet.
All right. Is there something up with the property? You asked how I felt about it.
It is on the border of something that is making us raise our hackles.
There is something going on in the city that is also impacting our kind.
In what way?
Newly embraced or changed. Go mad.
More so than those of you that are already broken by that, I'm assuming.
Yes. I mean, psychopathic madness. The Sabbat have changed their fighting tactics because they can't afford to lose their people.
I can't help feel that's partially from us. The Sabbat were uppity. Killed some kin, if I remember right. None of mine. But then the city wolves got very upset. So I think the culling definitely helped.
Yeah, but now they can't even... Look, my history with the Sabbat goes back at least 20 years, more than that, actually. And they used to do mass embraces. They used to have... They can't even bond each other anymore, and they used to do that all the time. Because whatever's going on in the city is messing with all that. And if you say my property's like at the border of it, is my property in it or outside of it?
Just outside, as far as he could tell.
Okay. That is good to know.
Storyteller, what direction did that wrongness set up from where the plot was?
Well, it would be to the east. The wrongness, cinders coming out from Kansas, it gets weaker the furthest it gets from the city, but you've never found the center because the center seems to shift, but because the wrongness, the edges of it fluctuate, but it's never reached your Karn at all. But the further from the city, the weaker it gets from your point of view.
I'll have explained that without saying that that our territory's nearby or anything like that.
That's understood. She doesn't care where your territory is.
And he wouldn't
She just doesn't want to step on toes. She's only doing one little piece of parcel of land. But yeah, that's really good to know. And considering I have some sense of how it feels there, I guess I'll know if that changes. And considering I'm on the border, I'll probably be one of the first to know. I'm willing to send word if I notice any changes.
I've been reminded, and he again gestures to the thing that isn't there. Just to lay things bare. I did not make this declaration. We did not make this declaration, but we still will uphold it if any kin are killed due to this war between the Camarilla and the Sabbat. All of us will have to consider it an open attack of war, and we will have to come for all of you. I do not want that to happen. We have bigger things to deal with. But do pass that along to every single one of your kind that you meet.
I will do so. Advise all of your kind to try to protect their kin.
Of course. And one last minor request. Have a fire pit.
I have to know the reasoning behind this request.
Oh, he asked me to, and again, to the empty air.
What did? I don't see anything.
Oh. A friend of mine.
Okay.
He just thinks that those who gather around a fire to discuss and talk are good people, even though they're not people.
I don't take offense to that at all.
It's the same way that I'm not.
You're not. You're something else.
Something greater.
That can be up for debate. But but honestly, fine. I will make sure that a fire pit is installed in the back of the property.
And if those pleasant feelings should ever change,
I'll send word. Because that means something has changed. I may not be aware of what, but something has changed.
I've got it. I know exactly how you can get our attention every time. No aggression seen. I will bring you something whenever you wish to speak with me. Simply leave it on your back porch for a night.
All right.
And keep it somewhere safe. I'll have it delivered to you.
Perfect. It's going to take some time for the property to actually get developed. But once it is, that will be when I take up residence. And it can be delivered at that time.
We will be keeping an eye on the construction and how it goes. If you find delays, it could potentially be us. It depends on if the company is doing things that we need to interfere with. But again, we'll communicate as best we can.
It's appreciated. I'm also a bit of a taskmaster, so they better be up to snuff.
How do you see this war that you all are in going? And he'll look at everyone for this, not just Kat.
Personally, right now, it's a war of attrition.
I'm familiar.
Neither can afford to replace losses. Not with this current, as you call it, wrongness, affecting the ability to do so. At best, those could be used only as shock troops to be destroyed pretty much on impact. Until something changes, it's going to continue to be a war of attrition.
Seems like especially annoying games of Risk I've played.
Exactly. I have personal vendettas to settle.
Is it with the other Rakosi I've heard has been milling about?
Yes.
Family issues.
Yes. He took something he can never replace, and I will take him for it.
You see him glance over to the wolf that looks to be the closest to the little pavilion area. Just gives a one of those uptick nods, like, "Hey, look at that," and then just
And you hear the wolf do
sit back.
it's a huff. But due to the size of this wolf, the little huff noises
Yeah, these
rumble
wolves
through
are
the area.
Yeah.
at least a small car.
Literally, Kat still ignores it. She hasn't flinched once with all your buddies going around.
And as you all look around, they haven't been hiding it. They've been inching closer. It's probably down to about 40 feet by this point instead of 50.
Yes, so. And the bishop he likes to hang around with, too. Just for good measure. Practice, as it were.
I've killed a prince. A bishop will be no different. And yours is... What's his name again? Man something.
Manuel.
That's the man.
He's an interesting one.
I've heard about the homeowners association.
Everybody hates a homeowners association.
I don't know. I feel you all could have gotten quite a lot of use out of an IRS cover as well.
Some. Well, I believe that she looks at Rashad. I believe things are covered. Is there anything you think that we've missed?
No agreement is perfect.
Of course not.
If you've done enough for tonight.
I do reserve the right for us to reconvene at any point we feel there needs to be adjustment to terms.
I would reserve the same.
Excellent. She actually reaches out her cold, dead hand to you.
He'll reach his out too, but halfway there, it gets very dark fur. The fingers stretch a bit, just the slightest appearance of nails to claws, and shakes.
And she shakes.
And then by the time his hand pulls back, it's totally human again.
Mm-hmm. It actually was a pleasure, Vladimir.
I look forward to speaking with you again, Katerina.
And she will stand up, nod to Rashad, nod to Callum and Bo, and move to depart.
And as you go to depart, the wolves that have been circling and had closed in a little bit, they open just at one end to let you go out exactly the way you came.
Mm-hmm.
Although they're close enough that you could probably reach out and touch them at some point when you walk past.
She will not, because she's not just...
They are showing fangs, but not growling loud. They're just baring the fangs so that you can see that what they have. Very large fangs, given that these are larger than normal size wolves. I would put them as a small pony-sized wolf.
And I am still very human-looking and just smiling and waving as you all leave.
Cat doesn't look back.
And as you all get back in the vehicle, you see the wolf pack slowly form back with Vladimir as they head back across the park.
I'll stretch, drop down on all fours, and then we take off running.
And I'll turn it over to the players in the vehicle as they're riding back. Thank you, Vladimir. We will keep you here until at least the break. I turn it over to the players in the car.
I don't know about you. Maybe it was just the general aura of not minor, but danger the whole time. But maybe it's just me, but Vlad could get it. Just saying. I mean, when Cal and I are there not to talk, I mean, there's not much else to look at us. All I'm saying. I'll take your laughter as agreement.
I am a married woman. I'm not going to say anything.
No harm looking.
Well, very welcome to go and let him know he may be interested.
Well, okay. Thank you, gentlemen. Truly. I'm sorry if the two of you were bored and just staring at the hunky lupine, I guess.
I was just taking it all in, taking the opportunity to learn a little bit about your neighbors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seemed like it couldn't have gone much better.
I agree. And thank you so much, Rashad. I appreciate your insight. His demands weren't, there were some I was not going to agree to, of course, but overall, his demands were not that unreasonable. It makes sense. He's trying to just protect his people and protect his interests. But some things, of course, I wouldn't agree to. But thank you. I appreciate your insight on things that might have been missed.
Of course, there's no problem. I didn't know they could partially change.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Interesting.
And it didn't seem to really cost him anything. I didn't notice any flinch, any flicker of anything that he had to concentrate hard to do it.
Honestly, I expected the negotiations to be a little more challenging. I guess the demands to be a little more challenging on his part.
I kind of did too.
Well, just in future, just something to keep in your back pocket.
Absolutely.
I have a decent plot of land relatively outside the city that is forested, and I have no intention of touching it. And there are some open glades in amongst the trees there. If you ever need another bargaining chip and they need a safe place to rest in times of need, we can offer my space.
It's good to know. I will definitely keep that in mind if the future calls for it.
We can talk about the particulars of security and assurances and all that.
If that's ever brought up, you will be involved in that conversation because it is your property.
Would you mind allowing me to see this plot of land? I'm curious to see what issue they were concerned about.
Certainly, I'll take you there.
Learn about it.
I was thinking that the whole time.
Did you feel anything, Callum?
I was not aware of anything out of the ordinary, but I may not be sensitive to what you or maybe Rashad are sensitive to.
Interesting. Huh. But yeah, we can definitely take a side trip out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's fascinating that they felt the boundary as well.
Yeah. I didn't necessarily feel a boundary. All I just felt was I felt like I had come home.
Well, my point being, like, they identified a spot where the kookiness is starting and stopping for us and apparently them too.
Right. It's obviously doing something to them too.
Right.
That's why I gave them a little bit of info on what it's doing for us so that they know that they're not alone in this.
Yeah, they had the upper hand in that. So I think displaying that information was worthwhile.
Yeah. And also giving them a little heads up that the Second Inquisition and such are active in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm weary. It appears that they can see spirits, or at least are decent at pretending to see them. Maybe I would not assume you have privacy. We did not agree to that on either side, so be careful.
True. Again, like I said, I'm a married woman. I'm not saying anything. But, yeah, I don't know if that was a ghost or something else, but I don't know. I can't see either one, so.
From a business perspective, I'm already crafting a message to Ashton and Natalia. We should all look into our business arrangements and make sure that there are no Pentex connections with any of our dealings?
It's a good
Just
idea.
as a,
Like I said, I have no say of what the hospital uses,
right.
you know.
But as far as
But-
our own personal, the
The
transportation
personal things we
company
have. Yep.
and the transportation company,
Mhm.
just to, I don't know, put out the, it's not really an impression. We are trying to gain some goodwill amongst our neighbors. And I think that if we purge our businesses of any connections with Pentex, that would demonstrate a willingness to work together.
Absolutely. Shows that we're not siding with their enemy.
Before.
Mhm.
Look into it.
Appreciate that.
On a different note, I mean, clearly myself, our various staffs are out of work for the time being. But I still think there's use. I mean, we did make a name for ourselves at least a little bit. So I'm hoping between Callum's staff, my staff, we can at least get bodies out there utilizing their services, whether it's other restaurants, maybe private dining. I especially could probably use a little bit of influence to cater to those who even have a modicum of power and influence in the city. So if there's anyone you think would be useful to reach out to, mortal or otherwise, that could be a way in.
I was also thinking that, particularly with the staff that came with us from Chicago, that maybe dispersing some of them amongst the city will disperse our information gathering capabilities.
That might be a question for when we reconnect with Gwen as well.
Yeah, don't ask me. I don't do restaurant business.
But I'm just
my
saying,
question more like if there's anyone in a position of influence who,
my sphere is kind of small.
right?
So, I mean, I deal with, doctors and hospital administrators and things like that. And I deal with my patients and the community that my patients belong to. But I don't play a lot of the political games. I don't play a lot of the intrigue games. That's why I'm building a fucking compound in BFE. So I can get away from that shit. Okay? Because I don't play those games.
No, understood.
Yeah, but I'm all for supporting. If y'all want to do stuff and get intel and get all this stuff, that's fine. I'm happy to use what connections I have, like with Bella, to get information on our enemy and help us start tactically planning retaliatory attacks for what they did to y'all. Because that's going to happen. And honestly, if we can pave the way to getting in good with some of these werewolves, maybe they'll be inclined to assist every now and then. They can operate during the day.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying you're saying this. I'd give pause to call them allies or future allies, but
I would agree with that. But when interests align, it can make strange bedfellows.
Yeah, if certain quid pro quos align, like you said.
Exactly. I'm not going to claim we're all best friends.
We have to keep this respect and understanding up.
Yeah.
And
like I said,
it's a line of dialogue.
Yeah, exactly. We're not there. We are not there. But if we prove that we're happy to help them in a pinch and they prove they're happy to help us in a pinch when our interests align, then maybe we can ask for favors later.
At the very least, they fucking hate the Sabbat.
Exactly. That's to our advantage.
I would maybe be interested, Kat, if you could, the next time you talk to Vlad, maybe see if we can get an introduction or a point of contact for some of these lupine that live in the city.
Oh, I'm pretty sure if we start making some waves with the Sabbat, they'll introduce themselves. If there are others that are on the same side as Vlad and really hate the Sabbat, they'll make themselves known to us if we start making some waves with the Sabbat.
Oh, and I can guarantee you Vlad's going to have people watching us.
Of course he is. Of course he is. People, that loose term, because it may not be people. It might be the fucking bird.
The raven, right.
The fucking bird that turns into a naked man in the middle of a fucking parking lot. Yeah. So, well, we are here.
We're at Kat's property.
Yeah,
where
my
she drove to.
property.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I've got mag lights in the back because, of course, there ain't a stitch of light out here. So, granted, the moon is almost full, but, not a stitch of light.
As you all stepping out of the vehicle. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying, I missed a couple calls from Teddy asking me to meet him at Power and Light District. So unless you need me for anything else, I am going to.
Well, you'll have
head
to wait
that
till
way.
you get back to the logistics center or you're going to be walking a long damn way.
Right. Oh, I thought we were there. Sorry. I thought
No,
we were
you're
there.
at
No,
Kat's
you're at my
property.
property.
Yeah,
Sorry. I misunderstood.
Yep. So now they know you want to go to the Lights District.
We won't be
Yep.
here long. I just want,
Nope, I just
Rashad wanted to
I
come see the
misunderstood.
place. So,
Yeah.
So for those that have it, I know two of y'all have it. For all specs, give me resolve all specs, please. Only some of
Do
you
we
have
add
since the
the-
unseen.
Do
No,
we get
sense
the
unseen.
power bonus?
Yes, use your power bonus. You do not have it, Bo. You only have heightened senses. Though, I will let you, if you want to use heightened senses, I can tell you, unlike your house, you can hear the insects and the wildlife of the night at her property. It's not like when you went to yours. Rashad, you get 4. The first thing you notice is you push your undead eyesight to look into things that are not normally seen. A glowing red line stretches right down the middle of Kat's property. You can see it in the sky above. You can see the ley line here.
All right.
I don't think you've ever seen one of those before.
I have not. He will follow the line on the ground for a few feet to see if he can understand anything about it.
It's running down the sky above, but you can, now that you're able to see it, you can feel the thrum of it all around you in the air and everything. You would have not noticed what you were feeling until you saw the line. But you can feel the power that courses through this location.
Wonderful. Truly spectacular. Looking around, do I see anything out of the ordinary besides the line?
other than her foundations obviously being put right in the center of the line.
Give me intelligence occult, please.
I'm going to surge this.
Okay. An intelligence occult roll, I think, will be interesting for this one.
Oh my goodness, I'm spending willpower.
Only 2 successes so far. Yeah, I don't blame you. That's much better. That's 5 successes. That's pretty good. As you're looking at it, you can't tell it just by looking above you, but as you look where it stretches off in the distance to the east, the red color is slightly a different tinge to the east. Now to the west, it's the same color as it is above you. But as it stretches off far in the distance to the east, you can definitely see that the gradation has changed its color as it stretches further and further east. The red that is above you, it looks a lot more purple off in the distance than red. and that is in the direction of Kansas City itself.
I don't have any indication on why that would be, do I?
You've not worked with ley lines enough, so.
I'm sure it'll make his way back to the car. There is something unusual, or at least I think it's unusual. I'm no expert on this particular form of magic, but it seems that once you get closer to the city, it changes somehow. I'm not sure if you've ever seen what a ley line looks like.
No, I never have. Obviously, I'm a bit sensitive to them, but I've never seen one.
To me, it's a line of red that goes off into the distance, up forward back towards Kansas City, where it turns purple for some reason. But
Like
I can
a
feel
blue
the
is
strum of power.
is overlayering it.
I suppose so. I've never seen it before. I don't know if that's what happens when many of them come together, or if something is changing it or taking from it.
It's good to know. Good to know you can at least see it. After the place is built, I might invite you over from time to time. Maybe you can check again, see if there's any change.
Of course. But I would be careful. There will be many people that will seek it out over time.
No, I don't doubt it. That's why I'm planning to basically make it a fortress.
I will look into it to see if there's anything else to know.
All right. Appreciate it. And she'll start up the vehicle and head back.
Now, are you going to go back to the logistics, or are you going to drop Bo off in the
his car
lights
is at
and power?
the logistics place. She'll ask, Bo, do you want me to drop you off, or do you want to get your car first?
Yeah, I'll get my vehicle.
Okay. I'll take you back to the logistics office then.
Okay. And as you all head back to the logistics place, I think right here is a good place to go to break.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to thank our guest player, Maddox, who popped in to be Vladimir Milosevic.
Shit, I'll always play a werewolf, man.
The Shadow Lord. Thank you for coming and playing with us tonight. He will not be here after the break, of course, because he's not needed the rest of the episode, but we will be back in 10 minutes. Please enjoy the amazing break music by Carlene. See you in 10 minutes. Welcome back, everybody. Before the break, well, we had a whole meeting with Vladimir of the Shadow Lord tribe, played by, of course, the awesome Maddox, who is a person you've seen on a number of our streams around here. So he's also, before we start this game, he's also the storyteller of our Changeling Chronicle. So, yep, we love having him join us. He's just the first of many guests we've got lined up. Trust me, there are others. But that was pretty much the entire first half, was that meeting. And as we go into the second half, you all got back to the logistics place. Now, Bo, you felt an urge to go to the Power and Lights district. As though that's not how you described it.
No.
And as you're driving your vehicle, we'll come back to the rest of you in a little bit here, and you begin to move north through the city. You don't know why, you don't know how. You knew generally where you need to go in the Power and Lights district. You're going not far from a place called Spokes Coffee Cafe, of all things, which is on Washington Street. I love having a map for the town. And as you get close to the area, you know you need to find parking. And as you get out, you're strangely drawn to out in front of the coffee shop. Are you taking any special precautions or doing anything, or just going that way?
Do I feel like I'll kind of like start going in like towards the front and then like around the building? Do I get a stronger pull like if I go to the front or like around the back?
It's right at the front, right on the corner.
I'll enhance my hearing
Okay.
and I'll go in.
When you go in, you step inside. As soon as you walk in, a man stands up. He's been obviously sitting in the back, got a full cup of coffee in front of him. But it is a man you've seen, you've met, you've talked with. Mr. Tenner happened to be in this coffee shop. And he walks up to you. They told me you might come.
It was a feeling I couldn't ignore.
You could ignore it.
Didn't want to ignore it.
Come, step into the city with me.
Lead the way.
And he steps out of the coffee shop with you. Do you feel it? Do you hear it? Can you sense it?
Yes.
That is what they said. You've been chosen to see something tonight, something. They have not told me why. But if I were you, I would feel honored. And he takes you further down the street to the parking garage. You should come and stand on the roof with me and watch and listen.
Yeah. I will go with them.
As you get to the top of the parking garage, I mean, this is the Power and Lights district. It's a rather busy district at night. A lot of bars, a lot of places like that. And he takes you to the roof. And as he stands up, he walks right up to the edge and stands looking out right down 12th Street.
I will get up on the ledge with him and look in the same direction.
Watch and listen. And as you watch,
I will also enhance my sight as well.
Nothing seems to be happening at first. But then out of the bar spills a fight. 2 guys, 3 guys. Pretty soon, there's a brawl right in the middle of the street. The city has a music its own. Did you know it can be changed? It can be shaped? Watch what the sisters do. And you see, you don't know where it's coming from, but you see the crowd. At first they're fighting, then they kind of stop moving, and you can hear on the air suddenly music where there wasn't music before. And the fighting calms down, and then the people are just standing rapt at attention. Tonight, this was not the place for the violence. That music would disturb other music. So they have stopped it. You know what is the hardest part of it all?
What's that?
Knowing when you should be conductor of the music to let it play its course, or you should change it to make a better way. I do not know the answer. I'm not even sure they know precisely. But some nights, they bring death and destruction. Other nights, they bring peace. And as you see, the crowd is still standing there. They're not moving. All of them are just standing there looking down the street further to the east, further down the street. Unnaturally so at this point.
What of this? I kind of gesture to the crowd.
Their music was not what was needed tonight. As I said, it disturbed something the sisters did not want disturbed.
Is not a group of people just staring off not conspicuous?
Conspicuousness? What does that matter?
Good question. I don't know. And their eyes or the music's sound, I guess, if it does.
They sing a song of calmness, of peace. I don't think you have it in you, in your blood, to call the music as they do. Not the same way. But if you listen and you learn to hear, perhaps in some small way, you may add to their course.
Can I close my eyes and use premonition?
Of course you can. Always can.
This is in kind of the sense to like work on listening. Like I want to do this in service of what he just said.
Okay. Oh, of course. I would love to let you do that.
That is what? Is that resolve?
Premonition is resolve all specs. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Let's see what you get. Oh, bestial failure.
There we go. There.
Yeah, you can willpower that if you want.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. Oh, where are you? There we go.
This will be fun. Let's see. Oh, bestial failure.
I don't think I've rolled a success all night. I mean, literally no dice have been a success.
It's not a good night for you.
No.
You have been chosen. Because as you open yourself up to what's going on, you lose yourself. You feel the music wash over you suddenly. And you're lost to it. And you don't move again until close to dawn. By the time you break free of this, Mr. Tinner's gone. You don't know how many people got their cars out of the parking garage with you standing on the roof, just standing there, staring. But you know that you have to rush now to get to a place of safety before dawn strikes you.
I will hurry off to the closest place that's, whether it's Callum's home, the logistics. I
think Callum's is closer than the logistics place up here. So
then I will hurry. Then I will hurry to Callum's.
So as this is all going on and you've been lost to the music for a night, trapped in your own, listening to the song that wasn't sung by them, you were trapped in the song of the city itself, in your vision. Rashad, as you get in your vehicle to leave the logistics place, written on the glass beside you, almost like it's fogged up with somebody's breath, is an address with, "Come see me, cousin."
We'll head out.
Okay. Now, while you're driving over there, we're actually just going to flash immediately over to Kat. Kat, you've returned to Bella's gym.
Mm-hmm.
As you come inside the gym, she is there like a lot of nights,
Mm-hmm.
beating the shit out of the heavy bag.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight, she's doing it barehanded, so you don't see, she doesn't have any of the black creeping up her arm anymore. She's back to normal. Kat, how you doing?
Good.
Here, hold the back of this heavy bag. It's moving too much.
I know it owes you money.
Well, it owes me something. And as you hold it, she comes in and the knee comes up and she does a knee strike to the bag that almost staggers you.
Uh-huh.
Didn't expect to see you here tonight.
Yeah, I wanted to give a talk to you because I know you're bound to have some information I could find useful.
Kind of. I mean, I got lots of information. What do you need?
Well, as you are aware, we recently took in one of the runaways that is no longer with us, but he had intel. You might be aware of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. I want to know some targets to hit. You know, my brother wanted to get uppity with Callum's restaurant. I'm thinking tit for tat. Bloody their nose a little bit.
Okay, that kind of makes sense. I mean, what kind of place are you wanting to hit?
Know any safe houses?
Now, I know of a place where they like to hide out.
Good.
What are you planning to do to it? You got to give me some details here before I'll come up off it.
There's probably going to be a fire. Not intentionally trying to take anybody out, but if they happen to be inside, well, that's just their shit luck.
Okay, so off of East Winter Road, there's a little place. It's called Hawthorne Bed and Breakfast.
Oh.
They use that as a safe house for a lot of nights. The basement, as a matter of fact.
The basement.
The beauty of it being a bed and breakfast, of course, they get in and out. Nobody really notices if cars are there one night, not there the next night. People leave in and out.
Good.
So now that's a residential neighborhood, and I'll be fair, it's deep enough inside their area that we haven't really hit it. It's right in the middle of their territory that they've claimed.
Uh-huh.
But if you're wanting, I can't guarantee any of them are there, but if you're wanting to send a message.
That's a message right in the heart of their territory.
That's a good place for you to strike.
Yeah, it is. Thanks, Bella.
Are you going to go after it?
You know I am.
Now, while we don't know if anybody will be there, you know they're going to have some sort of lookout, some sort of
Oh, of course.
thing. They're most likely using the basement. It does have a rather large outbuilding.
Mm-hmm.
It could be inside there as well.
Okay.
But I would do some recon on it
Oh, I'm
before you hit
definitely
it.
going to get some recon on it. We're not going to hit it like tomorrow, but yeah, we'll start plotting it out.
There you go. That's what you can hit.
All right.
So how's everything else been going with you?
Good. Good.
I'm glad to hear all that.
Yeah.
How's Callum's restaurant? He figuring out how to get it rebuilt?
Oh, it's covered by insurance.
Oh, that's good. Insurance is always a nice thing to do. Hey, heard anything else?
No, not really.
They've been quiet here the past couple of weeks other than hitting your place, and I'm trying to figure out why.
I imagine things are probably going to step up soon. There are potential recruitment of us. We did refuse So, because Hideo came back to us like literally.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, literally right after Callum's restaurant went kaboom.
Well, that's interesting. What did he say?
That basically within a week, it would no longer, the protection would no longer be in place. So we're working on beefing up our domain, and basically I'm going to go on the offensive because sometimes the best defense is a good offense.
Makes sense. Yeah.
You seem distracted, Bella. What's up?
Just weird shit going down in the city here lately. Manuel has been unavailable for the past few nights.
Really?
Yeah. Tanya's being cagey about where he went.
Really?
It's not like him.
Does his friend, the other one of my clan, know anything?
We don't know where he is either.
Really?
Now you see why I'm distracted. Tanya's running the show right now.
Really?
Now, there's plans in place that she is authorized to speak in his name for a month if he's indisposed. That was put in place a while ago, which we always wondered what the hell that would mean. But he's never done this.
Huh. Where's Tanya holding fort?
I'm not allowed to say that.
Really?
Yeah, because she wouldn't tell me. We can contact her through the normal means, through the phone. Hell, she could be out of the city for all I know. I don't know.
That's great when our leadership decides to jump ship.
Oh, she assures us it'll be okay. He'll be back. He is indisposed, as she put it.
Again, it's great when our leadership jumps ship.
Yeah. So the whole council is scrambling. I mean, if he's only gone for a little bit, that's fine.
How long has he been gone?
About 4 days now. Long enough. I mean, council, at least somebody meets with him almost daily normally. I mean, Victoria meets with him daily, literally. Well, nightly.
4 days ago.
Yep. Two days before. Actually, no, it's been about a week since your attack. So it was after your attack. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the night Hideo showed up.
Yeah. So.
Funny, that's the same night Hideo showed up.
I don't know. If you see him, let me know.
Yeah. The fuck is going on here?
Look, I try not to say these words, but he's Malkavian.
No, I get that, but what the fuck is going on here?
I'm not going to say Tanya's doing a bad job. I mean, hell, she runs a lot of things in the city.
I'm sure she does, because let's just be fair, he's Malkavian.
Right. She already runs a lot of it, but look, and I appreciate you don't go passing that around.
Of course.
I don't know how many you know that aren't on the council yet, because I know you haven't been here long enough to get a full grip on everybody.
I'm not exactly, social butterfly anyway, so, it's not my way. But, God bless.
Yeah.
The fuck?
You got me. I don't know. He's older than I am. Maybe it's one of those old things he's doing. I don't know.
Think he's taking a fucking dirt nap?
I fucking hope not.
No, when you're old, it's temporary, okay?
Oh, I thought you meant, okay. Look, where I grew up, dirt nap meant something totally different.
That's only when you're alive. When you're like us, taking a dirt nap is temporary, okay?
Yeah, I'll let you know, if I find out. Hell, I'd love to know where Tanya is.
She hasn't been around promoting her bands or...
No. We've been talking to her on the phone, but she's not around either.
The fuck?
She's not been in Elysia. Yeah, the top two can't be found physically. I mean, at least we can talk to one of them, but...
No. That is suspicious as hell.
It's something. So I've been taking it out on this speed bag here tonight.
Give it another good fucking knee. And she holds the bag.
Oh, and she brings that knee right back up. Hey, you asked.
No, I get it. I do, but Jesus.
I don't even know what he could be doing. I know, yes, he's Malkavian, but
yeah, but
he's not like a lot of them.
at least tell people you're leaving for something. You don't have to share what, but give them, that you'll be gone approximately this long and, who's left in charge. And yeah, I mean, shit.
That's the thing is, obviously he knew this might happen because he'd already had standing rules.
Well, yeah, but still.
Yeah. Welcome to the secrets of Kansas City.
They are going, I won't tell anybody, but if anybody in the Sabbat fucking finds out, oh my fucking God.
Well, maybe that's why he did it. I had that thought.
To test who's loyal and not?
To see if it gets leaked out. That's one way to tell if you've got a spy, right?
Yeah.
Do something like this, and if suddenly important places to him get attacked, you've got a spy. Like maybe one of the missions.
Yeah.
Because all of us on the council know not what mission he's at, but know he loves to
Work at the missions.
Yeah. To give food out to the destitute and the unhoused out there. So maybe that's a plot. Look, that's the problem. See, that's the problem with Malkavians is it's so hard to tell what they're planning or what
when you
they
mix
didn't plan.
Malkavians with fucking Camarilla politics, it takes something that's already just insane and makes it so much worse.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
my new home can't get built fast enough. Okay.
Oh, you have to show me the place at some point.
Maybe we'll see. Right now, they've just gotten ground dug.
See, that's smart. Don't tell me where it is. You're learning.
Oh, please. I was on the run for years, Bella. I'm not dumb.
Glad of that.
No. It'll take some time. But yeah, it definitely ain't in the city, that's for sure. I need somewhere where I can get some damn peace every now and then.
Yeah. Oh, there's none of that in this city.
No. Is there anything I can do for you?
No. Unless you see some fucking rat-faced sewer boys and just punch them a little bit when you see them just
I'll
cause.
be happy to.
Look, I still haven't forgot their neutrality.
Yeah. Trust me. I know.
And if I get hold of one of them, I'm going to beat some neutrality into that ass when I get a chance. I mean, they may think that, hey, we got a whole brood down there. Let me tell you something.
Oh, trust me, I haven't seen a fucking rat on the streets since because I sent my message. Okay, I'll eat every motherfucking rat that crosses me. All right. I don't even like them. They don't do a goddamn thing for me. But you know what? I'll do it to make a point.
Yeah, if I get hold of one of them, I'm going to show them about a little neutrality.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put my neutral boot up their neutral ass.
There you go. No, I know Merrick. He fucks with their fucking pets. And yeah, he told me that the other night.
Yeah, well, of course he does.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know when I honestly don't know why Manuel tolerates it. I mean, granted, it'd be tough to root him out of the sewers, but
Yeah.
look, at least it's not like Chicago where you'd have to root him out of the sewers and you'd have to root him out of the subway system. I heard getting fucking NOS out of a subway system is impossible.
In
You don't have that
Chicago,
here.
It's better to make friends.
Yeah, you don't have that here. You don't have that problem.
Yeah.
If I catch him riding the trolley cars, though, I'm going to, again, put my neutral boot in that neutral ass.
I get it. You're an ass woman. I like it.
No, I'm more of a violence woman. You know, I was told once, somebody said, speak softly and carry a big stick. I said, well, why do that? Why not just carry a big stick and then a bigger stick?
Yeah. Yeah.
If they didn't learn from one, hit them with the bigger stick. I think that works better. Subtlety, what?
This is why you and I get along.
Yeah, well, I guess that is why. Sometimes you got to whoop some ass.
Sometimes you just got to whoop some ass. Blame it on our upbringing, I suppose.
I blame it on the damn city. I still don't know why I came here, but I mean, I do know why. It's not many cities give a chance for someone like me to just whoop ass without restriction.
Yeah.
I didn't have to sacrifice anybody. I didn't have to turn anybody over. I just got put in charge of some shit and get to whoop some ass. Where else can I get that?
Nowhere.
See?
Yeah. So Manuel and his Zamitzi buddy took off.
And maybe Tanya.
And maybe Tanya. Because she's his fucking handler.
But she's talking to us, so. Got me.
I have no idea.
Got me.
Well, fuck.
Yeah, keep your head down.
You know I am not capable of it.
Okay, I know that. Why do you think I'm here in the gym tonight? Hoping somebody will come start some shit.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for the information
Hey, no problem.
on their safe house and this. Thank you. Oh, fucking hell. I bet you the freaking inspector's losing her mind.
Oh, she is. She's the one who told me.
Oh. Wow, it's just a little chain of gossip, ain't it?
Hey, look, us ladies got to stick together, okay?
I get you.
Even if one of them is a Ventru with a stick in her ass. Actually, she's not that bad. I've met worse. I've met worse.
All right, girl. I'm going to get out of here.
Now, you take it easy and watch yourself out there.
I will.
And as you,
And try not to let any, froggy fellas get the jump on you.
oh, that won't happen up in here.
All right.
And as you go and leave, Rashad, you're still driving over. Callum, you finally got a text back about you were looking for somebody. Basically, it was through your lore sheets that you could possibly speak with that might be able to give you some guidance about shit going down in the city.
Yes, between the lore sheet and the unknown benefactor who funded my scholarship, and I thought sending a message to Dr. Kalambaros might also be a good way to find a lead.
You've been told to go to an alley not far from the rack. It's actually Oddly enough, it's just a few blocks to the east of where Cat is tonight. You're to meet with, well, you won't miss him. There's a homeless guy in the alley. You're supposed to sit down. You are to sit beside him, wait for him to look and talk to you, and then speak with him. That's what you've been told.
Okay.
You've been given an address for it. It's off of, if I can read, it'll be off of Walnut Street.
Okay.
Okay? We're going to come to you last, Rashad. I'm going to keep you dangling on that string a little bit longer about meeting with your cousin. So as you're getting out there, Callum, you find a place to park. You see the alleyway. And as you walk up, there's a guy there. He's kind of just sitting in the alley. It's up in the water, man. They put it in your water, and it messes with your head. I'm telling you, it's a problem. It's what does all this. It screws up everything.
I'll just walk up to him, won't say anything, sit down next to him, and wait.
He goes on like that for a few minutes, then he just suddenly stops. I assume you're Callum.
Yes, sir.
Interesting. What can I do for you, Callum McFarlane of Clan Ventru?
Also correct. I was told by a trusted source to meet you, and you might be able to help me with my search and someone I can count on for advice, assistance, maybe information.
Do you realize what kind of favor had to be called in to get me to violate my neutrality on things?
I expect it was a significant boon.
It was. What can I tell you? What do you wish to know? Unlike many of my clan, I do not see the future. I cannot see things to come. But I see a lot of things that are now.
Well, there's many things that I could ask of you, but recently we have had some trouble with the Sabbat, destroyed my place of business.
Burned it right to the ground, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Were you there?
No. I don't have to be there to see.
Well, in a sense, you were there.
Little birdies told me. You never know where the birds are at any given time, do you?
Very true.
What would you like to know about them?
Well, any information that you could provide about the Rakosi that's on the Sabbat side?
New York. He is from New York.
Mm.
I know that. He is new to the city overall. He has been sent here to correct some deficiencies that his higher-ups he felt are going on in the city. I love sometimes how the higher-ups always think they can second-guess those on the ground. You know he hates your friend.
Oh, I know.
He wants her dead. He feels she wronged him somehow. She hurt him somehow. Funny how time has a way of shifting and warping a view, isn't it?
I'm sure she would have a different opinion.
I'm sure. We all have differences of opinions. His is warped by hate and time. What is hers warped by? Just something to think about. I'm surprised that's what you asked about.
Is that how this works? I get one question?
No. You get the answers that I feel to give you. The questions don't matter, honestly. It's what I've chosen to do. You will, after tonight, I'll contact you if I feel the need to share. I am in your city. I am only recently arrived. I have decided that something interesting is happening here, and where something interesting happens, I tend to be.
We're also interested in probably the same thing.
No, we're not. Do you know one sleeps beneath the city?
Is that why newly turned kindred go crazy?
No. That would be because 3 sleep beneath the city. Doing things they shouldn't do, touching things they shouldn't touch. And that's what makes the city interesting. I've only ever been in one other city where 3 were present at the same time. And it was interesting. By the end of it, 1 was destroyed, 1 fled, and 1 ran away with a gangrel. They do not know the effects they're having on those above the city yet. They haven't noticed you. They haven't noticed any of you. If you keep it that way, nothing will ever change. But if they notice you, very few survive the attention of the eldest among us. You see, I don't give you answers. It's never been my way. That is too much of a finger on the scale. I look for balance. I look to keep it safe for those not of us. For your war. I can't tell you how it ends. I can tell you you've made enemies already amongst them. They hate you. You made them look foolish. A whole lot of your friends. Those misguided children hate when they're made to look foolish. I've given too much time to you tonight. You have one more question.
One of my group of friends is concerned about the fate of a parent. And I would ask that if you know anything of that or hear anything that might be able to help him.
You know, there was a time once where something in the spirit realm did catch my attention, and I watched very closely what happened. I know the friend you speak of. I will say but this. Though time is linear for us, for some of the dead it is a loop they cannot break free of, a loop that leaves them trapped. His mother is one such. And then he kind of looks at you, and he's got clarity in his face, but then he just kind of runs his hand through his hair again, and he starts up again. It's the water, man. It's in the plastic bottles. I'm telling you, you put it in the plastic bottles, and then with the plastic bottles, it just seeps in, and it seeps in here, and it messes us all up. And that's why things are like this. It's why everything's gone wrong. And he doesn't respond to you again.
Okay. I'll stand up and start walking back to my car.
Okay. And then we will flash, finally, to Rashad. Rashad, you are in Sabat territory tonight now. That address was about 2 blocks into their territory. It is a library of all places. Not a public library. It says it's a bookstore, but there's no cash register.
So it'll activate toughness.
Okay.
And he does bring his guns with him.
Okay.
Hello?
As you're stepping
Anyone
in,
home?
all the shades in the place get pulled down at once. A man steps out. An older man, you'd put him late 40s. Short hair, clean-shaven face, hair salt and peppered. Cousin, you wish to speak with me. I don't know what we have to say to each other.
Was not aware there were other members of the family in the city.
You're not family. You're like the rest of them. You fucking turned your back on family.
Perhaps I was left behind.
No.
Is that why you've fallen in line with the others?
Others. I saw the fucking truth. Family reunion? Fuck that. We were Giovanni. We were strong. We had no need to fucking absorb the others, to give them a pittance, to lift them up. We did it, and then they cast us back down. Now where's the family? We don't control shit anymore. Traitors to our own bloodline. No. You're one of them.
I am Giovanni, and I will always be Giovanni.
You don't deserve that name.
I paid my price, the same as anyone else. And unlike you, I did not come afraid once they stopped calling. I survived. It seems you've sought refuge with the mad.
The mad. I refuse to acknowledge the family, the council, any of them. They're not true Giovanni. True Giovanni died that day.
And the people you're working with aren't Giovanni at all.
No, they're allies of convenience for now. They meet my own goals. There are others like me that understand what you traitors did by courting the rest, clans of death. Hell, you all have made peace with the Cappadocians, the fucking Cappadocians. We should have destroyed them long ago. But
Why?
no. You sat at a banquet with our enemies.
They were not our enemies. Augustus's conflict with the Cappadocians ended with Augustus. Now we are here to continue the name. There are still plenty of opportunities for you to fight with the Cappadocians if you want. There, you can fight with all of them as often as you like. But the others are coming. Sabat will come for us. Camarilla will come for us. And then it will only be family.
We've never been part of them anyway. They tolerated us in their cities. Hell, half the time when they found out one of us were in the city, they ran the Giovannis out. And now you sit at the table, many of our polluted bloodline sit at the table. You've all forgotten what it is to be Giovanni, to be descendants of Augustus Giovanni, who seized the power he needed, took control. Lost
When
your
did we
way.
care about being tolerated by the Camarilla? We are victory. We are a success. It doesn't matter if they like us. We carve out a place because they need us. As long as the family is together, we can survive anything. What we can't deal with, people like you running into the spot and sharing necromancy with them.
They need us? Who runs the family now? It's not Giovanni, is it? We were supplanted. They run.
Council was Giovanni's, and now that he's gone, the council is Clan Giovanni.
No. We don't run the council anymore. Most of our members were purged. The council's now run by the weaker bloodlines, by the failures that we took shelter with.
Family is run by he who is most competent. You are too afraid to compete, and that is your problem.
I only allowed this meeting because I wanted to see for sure whether you were my cousin or not. You are not. I warn you, Clan of Death, do not cross my path. Do not oppose my goals. I will prune your bloodline if I must. Leave my library.
How many others on your side? And I would like to use my a cousin's ear lore sheet benefit to have them
Breaking
answer
out
one
some lore
question.
sheet. I love it. Everyone's using some lore sheet tonight. Let me see which one. Let me find which one that is. Cousin's ear. Which level is that one? Let's see.
First dot of the Giovanni bloodline.
Okay. That's legal dispute for legal scholar. Oh, that's a different one. Hang on. That's this one here. Aha. Okay. Let's see. Certain code, how they're survived. Okay. Once possession, you can ask a direct question of another member of the Giovanni and get a straight answer. However, you have to answer a question in return. There is one other with me. My student. And now tell me, cousin, how is your command of the spirits?
I've not begun to learn our family's arts.
As I said, you are no cousin of mine. Do not cross me. And leave my library.
I hope you see the error of your ways and rejoin the fold.
I hope in time you will survive long enough to see the errors of your ways and join me.
I believe.
And as you step out into the night, everyone here got some. I think everyone in the second half got some useful information. It's just whether they know what they've got yet. I'd like to thank my players, because we are ending the episode right here, everybody. I'd like to thank the viewers. Thank you for coming to see Season 2, Episode 3 of our Kansas City, A Domain Divided stream. For the players tonight, how generous do I feel? I feel generous. 3 XP for everyone. Give you a bonus XP. Y'all handled the Shadow Lord quite well, honestly. It was a good time to be perfectly unified with it, and you did well. And then in the second half, you all managed to squeak some information I think might be useful. Even you, Bo. Even if you failed your check. You got some information. So please, everybody, join us on the Discord. I know somebody in chat, Machete and the Honeycomb System, were wondering if that was your boy Twitch. Maybe. Maybe. There's several things he did that might suggest it could be your boy Twitch finally in Kansas City. But please join us on the Discord. That's where we cast this show. We cast all of our shows from the Discord. Right now, we do not have an open casting call. There might be another one coming up for Dune, maybe. Right now, there's some stuff in flux that we're not going to go into because it's not for us to go into it, but there's some stuff in flux in the background. So we'll find out about that when we do. So please join us on Discord. We haven't done in a Zoom chat for a while. We still probably won't do one this weekend, but we might do one next weekend because it's been a while since we've done a community hangout. We're kind of due for one. So we'll see. But join us on the Discord. We got a great party community. Pop over to the Kansas City chat because you can talk about this episode down there. If you have questions, if you want to theorize about whether it's your boy Twitch or not, go ahead. Because, I mean, your boy's been in every World of Darkness stream that I've run since we've started. Maybe he's here too. If you want to catch our back episodes, YouTube, all of our back episodes. You got not just Kansas City, but Windy City, our other Vampire Chronicle that ended. Or all our World of Darkness stuff, Werewolf, Mage, Changeling, Demon, Wraith. I mean, we cover almost all the splats at some point or another. And trust me, any splats we haven't covered, we probably will get to at some point. So please join us over there. If you want to catch D&D or Call of Cthulhu, pop over to the Ishval channel to see Tiss, and you can get you some D&D or Call of Cthulhu. So, because that's where hers are kept. If you want to see some amazing content creators, the RPG Table, Ravnos Archon, or Mischievous Red. Mischievous Red obviously couldn't be with us tonight. She was caught up in meetings for her character, so she couldn't go out to do some haggling because she's doing some business moves that are kind of important to her. So, we'll see all that. Let's see. You want to get you some studio merch? Go to our Zazzle store. Link is in chat over here in Twitch. If you watch this on YouTube and you want our merchandise store, I'm pretty sure we have a link on our YouTube page pointing you at the merchandise store. If not, I'll make sure I add it. So, but sign in there because some of it's adult. And if you're not signed in, you can't get you a Can't Wish a Motherfucker Would Camp Counselor t-shirt. Because, sometimes you wish a motherfucker would. You need to counsel them about it. So please there. Bits and donations, they go to the players, not to the studio. It's a way for you to show appreciation to the players. If you want to give to the studio, subscribe here on Twitch. Pop over to our Ko-fi, give us a coffee, or if you're watching on YouTube, comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. All that good shit drives us up in the search engine, which gets more views on YouTube, which ultimately brings more people into the community. It's a self-feeding cycle. So, please do all that. And now I can give it over to my lovely wife for the schedule.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening for Kansas City, A Domain Divided, Season 2, Episode 3. And coming up over the next week, we have tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, Session 76 of Call of Cthulhu, London Esoteric Society. It's going to be called The Forbidden Library. You know, these damn investigators keep reading all the damn cursed books that drive them insane.
Call of Cthulhu, all libraries should be forbidden.
All libraries should be forbidden. But check that out tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. You might see some familiar faces in that game. And then, of course, we have Wednesday. We are back with the next episode of Vampire the Masquerade Dark Ages. It's a hybrid V20, V5 game running through the Transylvania Chronicles, the supplement that was produced for Dark Ages Vampire.
800 years of kindred history.
Yep. So join us for that at 8 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. And then we'll be back here on Friday for Season 2, Episode 4 of Kansas City, A Domain Divided at 8 p.m. Eastern.
And we're getting closer to the halfway point.
Mm-hmm.
Some weird shit's happening in this city with this season, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We're laying all the good groundwork for the rest of the Chronicle. The first season was getting them working together. Now we're laying the real groundwork for the Chronicle.
Yeah.
Some real fucked up shit going on. So let's go around and see what people have going on. Ree, I know you've got stuff going on at various points. What you got for people to talk about?
Sure. So is still a surprise, but keep your eye open. But we are bringing back a new D&D adventure soon over on the Rerolls channel. So go ahead and check that out if you're excited, because I'm super excited for this adventure.
And please go ahead and post your link in chat.
Yep. And I know, House, you actually said you've got something new lined up because you got something to say. So let me hear it.
I don't want to over exaggerate what I have going on. No podcast stuff right now. But if you love garbage cinema, most specifically the incredible film Madam Web, I was recently interviewed by Yahoo Entertainment on why Madam Web is an incredible piece of cinema.
I've heard it's just bad cinema.
It's incredible.
I am a connoisseur of bad movies. Relyn will tell you. I put the worst movies possible on TV all the time.
It is a wonderful train wreck.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful train wreck.
I watched Big Money Rustlers and Big Money Hustlers, so you know I like bad movies. For those that don't know, look those two movies up. It's the Insane Clown Posse movies, and it's great garbage cinema. Not gonna lie. It's so bad, it hurts and makes it good. So, yep, I didn't know you were interviewed. That's cool. You have to put a link to it. Oh, you got a link to it. Good. I'll have to watch that. I'll have to read that when I get a chance. So, wow. Yeah. Please, everyone, as always on our channel, please take your mental health seriously. Take mental health of others seriously. Check in on those around you. Make sure they're okay. Because I know a lot of people aren't. And
please finish. And then I did forget Monday.
That's right. Go ahead. Put that in there now.
Okay. Sorry. I did forget. Thank you, Antara. So fucking out of it. Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, we are back for our monthly Monster of the Week serial. So that's going to be Monster of the Month, and it's with Team 2 now. You're going to see 4 new investigators that you haven't seen. If you were here at the beginning and saw the promo reels, you would see that they were the first 4 after me in the dossiers. But those will be the new group that's going out on Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I can't wait for you to meet them all.
Yeah, that they've got a lot of shenanigans to do for the group 2 to reach group 1 shenanigans. But I'll go back now. Please check in on those around you. Make sure they're okay. If you suffer from mental health issues, like I know many of us do, first of all, it's okay to not be okay. Nothing wrong with admitting you need mental help once in a while, because I need help once in a while. Everyone needs help. And if you don't feel you have a support network you can talk with, in chats, a list of numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There'll be a professional on the other end of the line who will help you out and will make sure that you're okay. Because seriously, everybody, mental health is health. We want you to take care of yourself. If you're not in the U.S., you can go to findahelpline.com, or if you're watching on YouTube, findahelpline.com. You can put in your country of origin and find the support lines and helplines in your country. Because I know not everybody is here in the U.S. that we have a number of European and viewers from other countries. So we want to make sure that they get the help they need to. So please, everybody, mental health is health. Okay. Take care of yourselves. And now I can turn it over to my lovely wife for her portion of the outro, and we can end this episode.
Absolutely. Please, please do take care of your mental well-being. Take a mental health day if you have leave available at work if you need it. Please. I did that this week. I needed a mental health day, so I took Thursday off. I got a 4-day weekend. But yeah. So seriously, give yourself rest if you need it. It doesn't mean you're lazy. It doesn't mean you're a failure. You just need to rest. Do it. But also take care of yourself, your body. Get your fucking vaccines. Get your COVID booster. Because, places are now scaling back on requiring it, and places are now scaling back on isolating when you get infected. Guess what? It ain't going to stop it. It hasn't stopped. It's around for good. Get your fucking boosters. Also, get your flu shot too. Both of those illnesses send people to the hospital. They end up in ICUs, on ventilators, and people still die from them. From both flu and COVID. So please get your vaccines for those. Said with love. And make sure you're registered to vote, y'all. For real. For real, for real, for real. Make sure your party affiliation is correct on your registration. Make sure your registration is still valid in your state, because some states like to just purge rolls and do voter suppression. So yeah, double check that stuff. And if you've got a primary coming up, make sure you participate. For fucking real. Said with love.
And I do thank everyone for coming out tonight. We will see you next time. The city's fucked up. Y'all thought Chicago shit was fucked? Oh, shit's fucked here too. Good night, everybody.